What is going on, everybody? My name is Kev. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, I do these breakdowns on creatives across the internet, mainly cinematography or cinematic vlogs, short films, things like that. Over on Instagram and TikTok, I do react videos, breakdowns of same thing, more short form content though. So if you guys are into that stuff, you guys can check me out there. And then here, a lot more of the slower paced storytelling stuff, which I absolutely love, all types of videos. So today we're taking a look at The Mindset That Changed My Life by Sleepy Charlie. And this video, so good. So good. So you guys know what to do. Make sure you guys watch this video first on Charlie's channel. I'm gonna link it down below. And if you guys like his content, make sure you guys go follow him. All right guys, let's do this.
There's really just one single wall between you and the life you know you want to live, and that's your mindset. And I'm going to share one with you that kind of changed my life immediately. Trust me, I know how you feel. I know you're sick of it. You're sick of knowing that you have these big goals and dreams, and yet you don't know how you're going to reach them. And it kind of feels like you're just wasting all your potential. So ultimately, you do nothing, because the more you think about it all, the more overwhelming and honestly impossible it all sounds. But what if I told you that it really wasn't that hard, and in reality, you can change your life as soon as tomorrow?
So first couple things I notice is the texture, the noise. I love it. It feels very film-like. And then there's like this grain that kind of happens throughout the whole thing. But this intro starts off on black, and then he talks about the wall. I think that's such a big impact as opposed to starting off with the wall. So here we get a couple of seconds of black.
There's really just one single wall between you and the life you know you want.
One single wall, boom, kind of shows it. I think other ways that you could show this as well is maybe doing a close-up first, like this, and then it cuts to the wall, like this wide shot, but it's all preference.
Trust me, I know how you feel. I know you're sick of it.
So he talks about being sick of it, and I think this angle of it being lower really works well, just because when people use a low angle, depending on the context, it could mean very powerful, it could mean very vulnerable, but with the body language here, the way he is, the colors, the moodiness of the room works so well. I love the symmetry here.
So ultimately, you do nothing.
A lot of the symmetry happens throughout the video, so keep an eye on that. There's just something about good framing that I love.
But what if I told you that it really wasn't that hard, and in reality, you can change your life as soon as tomorrow? In late December of 2023, I decided I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I can't sit here and continue to feel miserable and empty while I wait for my life to change for me. But then I fell into the same old trap as I'm sure you have. I start to overthink and I start to get overwhelmed. I would think about how long it would take and just how much work I would actually have to put in to make a difference in my life. And then I reached my phone to open Instagram for like the 30th time today. But then it dawned on me. I recalled a piece of advice I was given a while back.
By who? I have no idea. It was probably my mom, though. Thanks, Mom.
But the advice goes, just take one step every day.
Okay. Ooh, so good. I love this overhead shot here, and then it cuts to looking at the page. And this is where sequencing comes into play. I feel like when I talked about in the beginning, if you started on the face first and then you showed the brick wall, when you do get to a point like this, I would probably do the same sequencing if that was a story I was telling, where I would show his face first and then staring at the blank page. So I think that always just kind of flows a little bit better. It would always be intentional. So you always have to think, why did he choose this? And I love, there's no right or wrong way to actually do it or sequence it, but just like trying to let you guys know that there's options if you guys wanted to, and there's different ways to tell stories. So you could do that as well.
I can't sit here and continue to feel miserable. And
I love that he used black and white to show how miserable, or that with the word miserable, just fit so well. And then this shot, I don't know if it's because the light is hitting just right. If this was placed, you know, a little further, and then he saw that sliver of light and then like brought it up, because it is hitting perfectly. So if you guys ever see stuff, or you guys are looking around your room and you get that nice sunlight coming in, those beams, think of moving objects and things into that light to give it this just like spotlight almost feels like.
Just take one step every day. When you think of your goal or dream, don't look at the entire mountain you're about to climb. Just find where you're going to put your foot next. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's easy to get overwhelmed by your big goals and dreams, but if you just think, just one step today and I'm done, it makes things a whole lot easier.
And if you still need a little bit of extra motivation, just remember that the pain of doing nothing will always be worse than the pain of doing something.
Because sure, taking steps can be uncomfortable and intimidating and scary, but it will always be better than the alternative. The slow, never-ending subconscious discomfort of remaining dormant will always be worse than the temporary and voluntary discomfort of making a change. Maybe some days you'll feel an extra bit of motivation and you decide to take 3 steps instead of just 1. That's great. And maybe some days you're really just not feeling it, but you just remind yourself, just a small step today. That's fine too. What matters is that you moved forward, even if it was just a little bit.
These steps add up, and before you know it, you'll be able to see the top of that mountain just a little bit clearer than before.
So good. This shot of his back being towards stuff with symmetry, like the fridge earlier, kind of the same thing, right? So you know how the fridge, he opens it, same, the 2 monitors sitting with the 2 windows, and it's basically eye level. So he was standing up before, camera was up there, but then now that he's sitting, it's still eye level. So I love that. I love how this looks. This whole sequence of the shoes, when it comes from this black to that sliver of light, absolutely love it. Drops the
When
shoes,
you think
another
of your
angle.
goal or dream, don't look at the entire mountain you're about to climb. Just find where you're going to put your foot next.
Find where you're going to put your foot next. Perfect use of the script and then matching up the visuals, but also the acting.
It's easy to get overwhelmed by your big goals and dreams.
That whole idea of like not really knowing, it doesn't need to be complicated. It would feel completely different if he just opened the door and started walking. But there's something that makes this feel good and work with the, you know, the whole idea of just feeling like you don't know and just taking the first step. You go outside and you're deep breath, boom, and then you just start walking. The performance fits so well with the script.
And when I say that this changed my life immediately, I mean it, because while before I wasn't moving forward, now I am, one step at a time, one day at a time. Currently, while I'm writing this, it is February 13th, and I find that I've been working on something every day since the new year, as I just keep reminding myself, just take one step today. And as a result, I have instantly changed my life. Maybe not in a substantial way, like I didn't just become instantly successful or anything, but now I've given myself some sort of purpose with each day, and I'm slowly but surely moving forward. You must change your life in order to change your life. Make that small change. Do it once every day, and eventually you'll realize that you've made a bigger change than you could have ever imagined.
So good. Couple things here. This angle, I was wondering if this was actually a little bit more exaggerated, where the hill is a little bit more leveled, and maybe it was like a scale in and then kind of tilted, so you get this very steep incline. If it's not, that's amazing. This is a great shot. But in terms of like emphasizing things in post-production, doing stuff like this, motivation, going up hills, like how hard it is, it fits the journey one step at a time. And then by the end of it, you know, I love how he gave us another shot of just the feet before the big reveal. Feet here, you don't know what it is, and then this shot. It looks so good. And when I watched this the first time, it reminded me of something he said over here.
You'll be able to see the top of that mountain just a little bit clearer than before.
That whole idea, and it kind of just, it stuck in my head after seeing it. So so well done. The writing, the shots, the color grade, the texture, everything about it. super thoughtful. If you guys enjoyed this, please show Charlie some love. And if you guys enjoyed this video, this breakdown, please share this with anyone you think would enjoy it. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. I appreciate it. And I will see y'all on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.